When my burns at first happened, I needed a lot of help doing everything. I couldn't feed myself, couldn't bathe myself, couldn't do anything by myself. Um, when you're burned, your body produces a lot of calcium, which will flow to your joints. Both of my elbows had actually locked in place. I think this one had been, my left hand was closer to my mouth than my right hand, but they had both locked. Basically, a new bone had formed in my elbow, preventing me from moving, basically. Only recently have I had my right arm fixed, which is why I have these other thicker skin grafts here. I'll explain that later. But I needed help doing everything because my burns were so large and over so much of my body, I couldn't move anything. In the first few months, I couldn't feed myself at all or couldn't eat at all. They had to wire my mouth, close my mouth, put a feeding tube down into my stomach, and feed me through that. And I would get so annoyed when I would look at the TV and see a commercial for McDonald's or Dairy Queen or any food because I hadn't tasted anything in months. The most I would ever get to taste was this disgusting little sponge they would put on my tongue, and they said it was lemon flavored. Did not taste like lemon. Did not taste good. But it was the only bit of water I would ever get to taste, and I relished it. I wanted more and more and more. My doctors would tell my parents to only give her like a few a day because she might choke. We don't know how well she can swallow. I didn't care. I wanted the water. If it had been so yeah, all my feeding was done through a tube. Other bodily functions also had to be done through tubes. I have a little note here that says I couldn't ask them to stop playing SpongeBob because I couldn't talk because of the feeding tube at all. So the way I'd communicate was kind of a bit through grunting or blinking. 2 blinks for yes, 1 blink for no. And we play the game of where does it hurt? Does it hurt here? No. Does it hurt here? Yeah. But I couldn't direct at the TV and say put something else on. Nothing is worse than being immobile and in immense pain because all my nerve endings then were exposed. So I had to feel every time they would change my bandages and change my bed sheets. They would have to roll me onto my side, roll the bed sheets up underneath me, and then flip me over it. And that was the part of my day I dreaded the most. I think even more, well, I think it was done around the exact same time as my bandage changing. And I hated that part of the day because people had to touch me. They had to grab me and push me over. They did it gently, of course, but it still hurt. That was the part of my day I most dreaded. After 3 months, I was finally able to start getting out of bed. And that's when I realized how weak I was, how long I'd been in bed and not able to move my body or exercise or do anything. My muscles were completely gone, and I was relatively fit before my accident. I was only 120 pounds, and I'm around 5'6". And by the time by the time I was able to get out of bed, I was around 70 pounds. But that was also because I didn't have any fat on my arms and legs anymore. So that's a bit more, I don't know how much weight we carry in our arms and legs, but it's a lot. And I lost weight because I didn't have enough calories in my diet. They'd give me the feeding tube, but at Westchester, they didn't have me on enough calories. That's another thing you have to make sure of is make sure that the person who's burned is getting enough calories every single day. It's like running a marathon constantly. Your body burns through it. You